Welcome back, lovelies, or if you're new, welcome to my channel, The Beauty Paradox. Today I'll be discussing the topic, Stop Being a Free Therapist to Your Coworkers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's get into this discussion. If you are the type of person who seems to attract people, particularly coworkers, who come to you to trauma dump, do me a favor and stop being that person. First of all, therapists get paid to listen to people's problems. And unless you're getting paid, you're going to need to stop listening to people's problems. Not only that, you're absorbing the drama that they are projecting onto you. Do you ever wonder why you feel so drained after listening to your coworkers unload about the dramas that are happening in their personal life? It's because they literally are draining your energy. You may think that you're being a nice person by being an open ear and someone that people can rely on. But when the tables are turned and you need to vent, you'll find that those same people won't even give you 5 seconds of their time so that you can vent to them. You are worth more than just a dumping zone. People are often one sided. They will not reciprocate the energy that you give to them. Plus, as mentioned before, there are professionals trained to deal with these kinds of things, so you should not be taking on the weight of other people's problems, especially for free. Like, come on, where do they do that at, sis? It does not make you the nice person and only makes you a pushover, someone that they can use whenever they want to. Do you really want to be a human doormat, allowing people to come and wipe off their feet whenever they need to unload their BS and leave you in the dark when it's your turn to vent? Most people are genuinely selfish, so you're doing no one a favor by being an open ear and you're only taking away from yourself. And this goes for people sharing good news too. Even if they're wanting to talk to you about how great their vacations were, or what they did for the weekend, or details about their family, it's all a me, me, me kind of tone. Because I promise when you expect to have that same energy reciprocated to you, you're going to find their eyeballs wandering all over the place, not even paying attention to what you're saying. They'll literally be looking down, twiddling their thumbs, checking their phone, waiting for their turn. Their whole demeanor changes, and you can tell they're not even listening to a word that's coming out of your mouth. Funny how that works, right? You are not a walking diary, so don't allow people to just come up and word vomit all over you. Pretend to take a phone call if you have to, for crying out loud, or pretend that you have to go to the restroom. Make up something so that way those energy vampires don't just dump all of their emotions onto you. It's unfortunate, but you're going to have to be kind of selfish to protect your energy. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. I was that coworker who was always happy to hear about someone's good news or if someone needed an ear to talk to. And what I realized by the time I got home on top of doing my job and letting all these people word vomit all over me was that I was so tired and completely drained of energy. I barely had enough energy for myself and my family. And that's not good. Now, I'm not saying don't make small talk because, of course, that's fine, especially if you want to pass the time at work, but keep it just that small talk. Don't be an emotional dumping ground because people will take full advantage of that. People are so eager to make everything about themselves, and the second they find someone who's willing to listen, they're going to go for it. I guess it's a part of human nature, but still don't allow yourself to be the doormat. You are worth so much more than someone's emotional playground. If you don't believe me, do the experiment yourself. See what happens when you allow someone to talk about themselves or to dump their emotional baggage onto you. Now, when they're finished talking, you try to do the same thing and see what happens. See if you're able to say as many things that they were able to say to you. Pay attention to their body language to see if they're even listening to you. I guarantee you're going to find that they're not listening or they're going to find some way to become busy and escape the conversation. Preserving your energy is far too important to allow people to come in and take advantage of you in this way or in any way for the matter. Staying to yourself for the most part can help protect you with this. Solitude equals protection. Don't worry about coming off as mean to other people because at the end of the day, who cares? Aren't they mean when they're emotionally dumping onto you like that? They're not considering how it's going to make you feel afterwards, or if you have the time or energy to even want to entertain whatever is coming out of their mouth. Some people are bold enough to just walk up to you and just start blabbing about their entire life, even if you didn't even ask for it. Even if this means you have to pretend to be an introvert, knowing outside of work you're probably an extrovert, just pretend to be that introvert. Okay? Protect your energy. People shouldn't have access to you that quickly or that often, sis. Save those kinds of things for yourself and for your family when they need it, but even keep a healthy boundary when it comes to your family also. So, as I mentioned before, I was the doormat who allowed coworkers to come to me whenever they wanted to talk about something. I honestly thought I was being a good person who showed empathy and compassion when others needed it and that it would be recognized and appreciated. You don't get Employee of the Month for showing kindness and compassion, at least for the most part, and you definitely don't get any raises for it. Most employers, at least in my experience, won't even bring that up when it comes to a performance evaluation because technically it's not part of your work performance. And your coworkers definitely don't show appreciation. All they know is when they have something to unload, that they can come and park right next to you and dump it off. So, what is the true benefit of you doing that? That was the hard question that I had to ask myself. I was literally making myself look foolish and had to make this come to a stop immediately. So I chose to work in solitude, pretending that I was always busy even if I wasn't, but it definitely improved my mental health, improved my energy, and most importantly, it improved my peace. People will leech off of you and suck you dry if you allow them to. Forget about being the nice girl. That is just an illusion for people to take advantage of you. If you look at the origins of the word nice, you'll find that in Middle English it actually means stupid, and from Old French from Latin meaning ignorant. Don't let society try and trick you into being in this role or portraying this persona. It is a trick to make you submissive, to be easily controlled, and to be easily taken advantage of. If someone tries to blab about their personal issues to you, you can politely recommend a therapist. Tell him about that Talkspace app with that athlete, Michael Phelps. Heck, nowadays you can talk to AI or Alexa and Siri. Tell them that Amazon sells diaries and that may help them. Talk to somebody, but not you. Now let's talk about if you are the person that's doing the emotional dumping. I made the mistake of doing that also. I grew up pretty isolated and not having a big family, and we just didn't talk about emotions too often. I never had friends in high school or really as an adult either, since I'm an introvert and like to be alone for the most part. So I thought my coworkers would be my closest thing to a friendship once I decided to open up a little. But that is not the case for several reasons that I'll discuss later. When you are emotionally dumping on your coworkers, or really in general, people are going to see you as a needy person or even a toxic person that they don't want to be around because you are emitting negative energy. Whether you realize that or not, people are calling this trauma dumping in today's social settings, but that's what it is. You're emotionally dumping your baggage onto someone else who didn't ask for it, and neither do they want to be bothered with it. Personally, I invested in diaries and a therapist, and it really did help. I also got some hobbies that would bring me peace and happiness. Try these things if you are the person that's emotionally dumping onto your coworkers, aka trauma dumping. So let's circle back to why your coworkers are not your friends. Oftentimes, these are strangers who just don't care to have your best interest at heart. We're all just people occupying the same space doing similar work for a paycheck at the end of the day. Without money being involved, we wouldn't have any reason to even stay connected with one another. Now, there are some instances where people do find friendships in the workplace, but that's not a regular thing. You shouldn't disclose your personal information or drama that's happening within your family or at home, or even trauma that you may be experiencing in your personal life to your coworkers. You never know what people's true intentions are, and they could use this information against you. For example, let's say you confided in a coworker about having childcare issues. Now let's say a promotion comes up and both of you are going to go for the job posting because you need the money. That person may put a bug in the hiring supervisor's ear, stating that you won't be a stable candidate because you're having issues with childcare. They will do this to ensure that they are selected for that position instead of you. Now, this is all hypothetical, and I'm sure something similar has happened like this in real life, but this is just an example of why you shouldn't do these things. Or another example, let's say you're having issues in your marriage and you decide to confide in a coworker that you've known for years about what's happening. If they see you outshining them in any way, whether it's a personal achievement or work achievement, they can throw that in your face by spreading rumors just to bring you down a notch or to try to humble you. Something similar has happened to me, and I've seen it happen to others many times over. People are quick to smile in your face, but throw daggers at your back the second it's turned. That's another reason why you shouldn't be a personal therapist to your coworkers. Most of them are not genuine people, even if you've known them for years, and not to mention, it's not very professional. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and experiences down in the comment section. I'd love to give them a read. Remember to keep the discussion respectful and that it's okay to have an opposing view. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Protect your peace, and as always, have a wonderful day, lovelies. I'll see you next time.